I just wanted to talk about the importance of doing something for yourself. I'm getting ready to hike the Minong myself, and in order to be prepared, I've been doing a lot of bike riding and other activities, just staying active and building leg and shoulder muscles. I don't really think anything has to be perfect, you know. We hiked 3.5 miles yesterday at the Sturgeon Gorge, and that was really good for the legs and backpacking and good for the lungs. My pack's, I think it's gonna be about 23 pounds. It's heavier than I want it to be, but it's hard to get much under 25 pounds because you need a certain amount of things, like say a tent, you need a sleeping bag, you need your puffy. Even if you think it might not get cold, you don't want to be in a situation where it does and you are not prepared. If it rains, I need my rain jacket. I can leave out a spare set of clothes, but boy will I stink. And the danger of leaving out a spare set of clothes is that if you get rained on and you get wet, you won't be able to get dry. And if you don't get dry, you could suffer from hypothermia. So that's a huge issue. Now, the other thing is I could take out some food. The deal is I can do this hike in 2 days, but that makes it fast and not all that enjoyable. If I do the hike in 3 days, I get time to get a little footage. You know, I can share what it looks like, what some of the hazards are, and talk about them. 2 days I can do nothing but walk. So it will be, I think it would be 13 miles the first day and 20 something the second, or close to 20 the second. So it'd be quite a bit. I think it's better not to do that. A lot of times when I bike ride, I see deer. In any case, one of the things about the hills that's really useful when I'm bike riding is cardiovascular health. That's really why I'm out this morning. But basically, you need endurance and stamina. You need to have a certain amount of muscle built up. The other thing about Isle Royale is being aware of the non-terrain hazards, right? You can be prepared all you want for hiking and having good gear, but when you are hiking, you need to be alert. You have both moose and wolves that you're not likely to encounter the wolves, but they're there. You're likely to run across moose. These two matter to you most primarily. Obviously, the wolves are carnivores. Big dogs. Now, they're not really interested in you. And when you see a one, they're gonna get big and make noise. They're only dangerous if you happen across a kill where they're actively feeding and they're likely to protect that kill from whoever comes along. So if that's the case, you want to be alert to sounds on the trail. Likely you'll hear wolves feeding at a kill. If that happens, you just want to back out of there and go around. Truly, go around. But otherwise, you're really not likely to see a wolf. If you do, it's at great distance. If one crosses the trail well in front of you, they're generally going to know you're there before you're aware they're there. And in that case, you'd really like a great camera that can zoom in a lot. Moose, now, on the other hand, this is a different story. Moose are huge. It's like fighting with a Volkswagen. You do not want to do it. So, moose are protective of their young. So when you're on the trail and you come across a moose, that moose doesn't care how big you are. It's gonna stomp the crap out of you. So you don't want to be challenging a moose with all that big noise and stuff. You want to get behind a tree. Put a sizable tree between you and the moose. If the moose has a baby, be careful. If the moose has a baby, she'll be protective. So you want to make sure that you're not doing anything that makes her feel as though your presence is endangering her calf. Put a tree between yourself and the moose. Do not get too close. If you accidentally get too close, back away, keeping your eyes on which trees you can get behind. On Isle Royale, there's no documented cases of wolves attacking people or even encountering people per se. But moose are dangerous, huge, and unpredictable, very protective of their young. So there are recorded moose-human encounters, and the humans don't do all that well. So be aware of that. People think the moose are cute, sure. Not cute with a Volkswagen size animal bearing down on you with the intent to protect her young. So that being said, with those two things out of the way, now the rest of it's pretty much fun. Your chance of, a lot of people look for moose. Yes, I do too. Being alert and being careful and following those precautions. You'd probably be a rock star if you see a wolf on the island and you have your camera out so you can get a shot of it. So keep that in mind too. Make sure you have a capability of zooming in on your subject. There's some squirrel on the road here. Little cuties. All right, now the other deal with animals on the island has to do with pesky critters. Pesky critters, we're talking There's marten on the island. I have actually yet to see one. I've seen pictures. I know they're there. Do you see those purple boxes on tree limbs? There's a study going on about the marten population. So don't disturb those. Those are good for research. The fox are pretty brave, and yes, every campground has its camp fox. These are pests. If you leave your food out, they're going to come and get it. So you're going to make sure when you're not eating that your food is in its airtight containers, dry bags, and stashed in your pack. Fox are pesky. They can chew through the side of your tent. So don't think putting yummy smelling food remains in your tent where the fox can smell it is sufficient. It's not. So pack your stuff up and keep it in a safe place. Squirrels too can just chew through the side of your tent and make use of your nuts and trail mix. So keep your campsite clean. Keep your food stowed. The last is boot safety. Well, when we're talking about critters anyway. I don't know if it's urban legend or true. I've never seen this happen. However, I would never allow this to happen. Apparently, fox love the taste of your salty, stinky boots, and they will haul them off. So, while you're trotting around to get water in your camp shoes, you may come back to be missing a boot. Now, this is not a good thing. Clearly, you need to secure your boots to something. Especially when you don't have eyes on them. Whether that's tying them to your pack, even if you stick them under your pack, make sure you've tied them to your pack so that a little thief won't run up and snatch one right in front of your eyes. Those guys are not all that bashful. The shoreline's protected, but generally speaking, on my bike ride, this is where you start seeing wind that impacts your ability to pedal. I'm always grouchy about it. However, it's very good for the legs and the lungs. So that's what we're doing here, strengthening legs and lungs. Developing endurance. There's a section, call it the hill. It's really a steep grade. It makes me work really hard. My rule is no touching of the feet to the ground while going up the hill. Well, that sounds not that easy. Sorry, not that hard. Going up that hill, it is pretty hard. Here we come out into the open. You can hear the wind. At this point, the wind's coming across the lake, all the way from Portage-Gentry. So it can be a little stiff. Have a look at the vegetation to our right, and wind is pretty vigorous, making me gear down a little bit, but not too much. It's a nice morning. We started out at 7 o'clock, We'll be back by 9 or before 9, depending on what kind of struggle the wind makes for me coming back. Along here, you see the red-winged blackbirds standing on their trees, or kind of what's left of those trees. I think there's something else that I like. I think they like the view. I don't know if you can see the seagull up there, just kind of flapping around in the wind, floating. There's another one. There's a family of mergansers that live here in the corner. Here are more of the red-winged blackbirds. Oh, these aren't. These are those small maracas. I don't know what they're called. I know in Puerto Rico they call them maracas. Noisy little things. A raven flying there. Oh, look at this. Running away. Makes 5 deer thus far this morning. Generally, I'll see another. Oh my, one just ran behind me. That would be six deer this morning. Generally, I see a few more on this road. I'm approaching the halfway mark. Last half is hard, so I gotta go up the hill. I'm slowing down. We're approaching Second Sand Beach. This faces the North Shore. I just want to kind of get a drink of water and have a look at what Second Sand Beach looks like this Sunday morning. One of my favorite morning views in Barriga County. This is a lovely park. I'm gonna pick this campsite so that I can drive us out here and we can look. You can see someone's put the picnic table really close in. You can see off in the distance the Keweenaw Peninsula. But lovely here. But next deal is I gotta go up the hill, so I'm gonna just take a breath, get a drink of water, and then I'll see what I can do about that hill. All right, here we come onto the park. The thing about going up this hill, I gotta be prepared before I get to it. I need to get out of the high range. Kicks my butt every time, but I don't stop. Maybe that's my philosophy in life. Just don't stop. Do what you can. Looks like the wind's gonna be helping me, which I kind of appreciate. when I'm at this part, I know I've got it made. Actually, you just have to get past the first really steep part and you get good to go. Stay upright, keep pushing, keep pushing. It's always warmer up here than it is along the water, so I'm getting a little... Yep. And we're making our right onto Ora Road. We're still not done climbing, but it's only a little bit more uphill here. One of the reasons I like to do the hill, it's just for leg strength and cardiovascular strength. Also, just a calorie burn. The first time I come around each year, I'm really going, ooh, that was a hill. But now, that's exactly what that hill is. No worse, no better. It was a little wind. Fortunately, it was crosswind, not against me. So, neither made it better nor worse. I think here we probably crested the climb. We have a couple of whoop-de-doos coming, but nothing. And here we are. We're starting down the hill. Bits of gear that I want to make sure I have, so let's run down the clothes. Full change of clothes, puffy in case of cold. It's been cold in the evenings, so if you're not planning on sitting in your tent, you need a jacket. It may rain. It is a fool who goes to Isle Royale pretending it's not going to rain. And if it rains and you don't have a raincoat, you're in deep trouble. Starting to sound like Dwayne. Okay. Back to my checklist. I need the puffy. I need the rain gear. I need a hat to keep the rain off my head. And if it's cold, I need a sock hat to sleep in. You need gloves. If you don't have gloves and it's raining, you're going to have a difficult time because your hands are going to be freezing. Okay, so I have the tent, the sleeping pad. And you know, we learned the hard way to use a insulated sleeping pad. You need to keep the cold from the ground away from you. So I finished my bike ride, but I didn't finish my story. So I kind of thought I'd come down by the water and talk about the rest of it. I think my smarter plan is coming off the boat at 2 o'clock probably, at Nacargo, and then getting to Todd and enjoying my evening. Perhaps I'll see some moose and get some recordings. Then from there, my goal is north to Soar. That will be a long day, but a very manageable day. I get my best part in the morning, and the part I don't like that much in the afternoon. But when I get to Desor, I'll be feeling good. And Desor is... I love the hike from north Desor into Wendigo. People complain about that, but I do not. I like it. And I really, really like the hike from Todd to Little Todd. My absolute favorite. Okay, back to my story. I have a tent, insulated sleeping pad. I threw out one of my blow-up pillows on settling just for one. My sleeping bag is 15 degrees, so I don't have to worry. I'm questioning whether I need the base layer, and will that be sufficient to leave my puffy? I'm worried about that. I'm thinking about it. That's a decision I'm going to make at the last minute. And the reason is, if it doesn't drop beneath 50 degrees, chances are I don't need the puffy. But if it, I'll have the base layer tank top, long sleeve shirt, rain gear sock hat. See, there's many layers. Because the puffy would drop, well, it's not a pound, but it would drop a little bit more out of my pack. But I'm really, I want my pack to weigh in at 20 pounds. So I'm really at the point where I'm just tweaking what it is that can go in this pack. And the decisions are tough. I've gotten rid of the stove. I cannot get rid of the water filter. I've gotten rid of the cup. I need a spoon. I have so little bit of food, I can't really shave much off. Like some people trim the edges off their Mountain House containers. Well, I only have 2, so you know, this is like 1/100 of an ounce. I don't know, hardly anything. Not gonna help me there. I could drop my change of clothes, but if I get wet, I'm really courting hypothermia, so that's not a good choice. See, that's where I'm at. I'll weigh in over the week when I make the final choices. No way to do without bug dope. I can do without a bug net, but bug dope is a must, and I need for clothing because they bite right through my clothes. So it's a must. Let me show you where I am. It's really lovely. I'm sitting on the beach, my great place to think. This morning the water was pretty well calm, but when I was out on the bike ride, it's really, wind has picked up. It's a wind from it's a west-southwest. I'm not quite sure why we're so cold. When I started out today, it was 54. It's probably not 60 degrees. But I did my 20 mile bike ride. I'm feeling pretty good. Hopefully I get my decisions made and the hike is uneventful. The deal is if it rains, it's going to be slippery. It'll slow me down. Guaranteed it's going to take me 3 days. It's dry. I'll be tempted to do it in 2 days just for bragging rights, but I'll miss all the opportunity for taking film. So I think it's smarter to take the 3 days, less brag and more film. More film's more fun. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for visiting with me. I appreciate it.